to Paul Ricard for round 10. Yeah, technically speaking it's round 10, but if you go on the amount of races it's only round 9. Of course, if you look at the calendar or the whole track list, whichever you want to call it, if you're Staffy, you're probably going to say track list because there's no dates. If you look at the track list, of course, Paul Ricard is originally scheduled as round 10, so this is round 10. But of course, Mexico, with a big bum up there, with a safety car, connection issues, or whatever it all was there, of course, Mexico is still to be rerun. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was round 3, will actually be the last race of the season. So this is the last one on the track list, but of course we still had one more race last week, which is the rerun of Mexico. Then this season will pretty much be something of a past. And of course, lots of planning already happening for season 2. But enough of that for now. A couple of guys already on track, as you can see. Not Sebastian on his way out, Staffy, and so Carterboy 45, as well as GNG Pickle. Of course, just want to get the usual stuff in here. So we can just see who's way on track and what happens. And of course, we're back to normal. I don't have sounds of a car in qualifying 1. For some reason last week there was sound in Q1 on my side, but tonight we're back to normal. So no surprise there. Nice to see the Alpha Boys back in action. And of course, last week both of them were absent and they did both sport injuries. Who says esports guys or guys racing online can't pick up injuries? But no, the injuries had nothing to do with online racing. It's real life stuff. Life happened. And unfortunately, both of them did get injured, which resulted in them not racing. So good to see Alpha back to full team tonight. Of course, my co-commentator tonight is MIA, Devon. We understand why. Of course, Devon also one of the races I streamed on Sunday for our sister league, if I can, Sonic Sim Racing. We had a 3-hour endurance race there. Devon had to cut that race short. Fortunately, tragic news in the family. Lost a family member there. Devon, from all the boys here at TNB, all the best of luck to you and the family. You guys are in our prayers. Now it's a tough time, but all the best there. And send our regards to the family as well. Okay, so Ronald actually decided to pitch in here and give us a weather report. Thank you, Ronnie. Actually, a few races now, so it looks like Ronnie finally getting back on track. A couple of guys competing here. Sometimes Mr. Rob, RZDV, also one of the guys to give a weather report. Sometimes even staff. So that's the 3 guys that always give a weather report, and I'm very appreciative of that. Always nice to know what to expect. As you can see, so it's a bit overcast here on track. As you can see there, lots of clouds, but that is France for you. Funny thing is, already call it 10 races in, because we did do a couple of good laps here at Mexico. So 10 races, 10 venues we went to, and no wet races yet, funny enough. Then, looking at the weather report there from Ronald, we're actually going to have a wet race. So we might have our very first wet race this season. Wet race, then dry, then wet again. So it looks like a bit of changing weather, not solid wet, a bit of changing wet, dry, wet. So let's wait and see. Qualifying, I assume, is going to stay dry, although it looks like it can rain any possible moment. And of course, I see Rob already say there's going to be some big maracas coming. Of course, nothing like a bit of water out there on track to spice things up. We see it in real life as well. Because you will ever forget Hockenheim last year. What an interesting race that was. And of course, 2 weeks ago in Monza, what I want to say with that is, if you look at Merck, if Merck doesn't feature, things can be really interesting. And of course, that is what Varane did last year at Hockenheim. So Varane probably will do exactly the same here on this game. And here in F1 2020, I understand Varane is more of a mission compared to 2019. As we can see there, I'm not sure who's sandbagging or if Staffy really put in an enormous lap, but Staffy went faster than Force. by 500. Of course, welcome to all of you watching at the moment. Of course, as always, please feel free to put your comments there in the comment section. Nice always to hear from you guys. It also makes the stream easier for me and also more fun. You don't even realize the time that go past by, you know, just having the guys posting the comments there and be part of the chat, just to also keep things going. Gaff pick the first guy into the 129, so 129.7. Now, will he stay out and risk it? I keep saying it every week. It's only Q1. You put in the lap, you're safe. Why would you want to go do more laps and risk the car and your whole qualifying is gone? So let's see what he does. Hello, Mr. Boucher. Must I say Huey Boucher? Because who remembers Waterboy? Adam Sandler. Boucher, we all know it as Boucher, but of course with Americans pronounce it Boucher. So yeah, Huey Boucher. Wes also with a decent lap of 130.1, so it looks like a couple of guys are fancying France here, confidence, because pretty much if you see there from 2nd to 8th, all in the 130s. No, Huey, that's a F1 2020 glitch when it comes to streaming. Last week was the only race this season where I had car sounds in Q1. The rest of the races, just like tonight, it's dead quiet in Q1, and then all of a sudden from Q2 onwards there's car sounds again. I was just surprised to have had sound last week. But yeah, no way that we would be lucky 2 weeks in a row. Yellow flag, but of course that's just a slow moving car to get the faster car to come past without any issues. Not give me a 130.2, and of course as you can see Staffy is a slow moving guy just to let everybody go past. He's posted his lap time, I think he would be happy with that. 17 cars on the grid, on the track at the moment. 15 will go through to the next session, so which leaves us with 2 cars to be eliminated at the end of this session. Yeah, so missing like I said, my fellow commentator, but I take it he will be back by most probably next week. No, last week he was also out, but yeah, he was running late and then he couldn't get into the game. That's one thing about game sharing and licenses. But it was confirmed he will be back in the comms box for season 2. Of course, on season 2. We will definitely have a season 2, couple of guys, 17 drivers in fact already signed up for season 2. We will be doing multiplayer cars again like we did in the last season of 2019. We will have 3 drivers per team. At the moment we have a 6 team, but we only have 2 drivers, but at least we have still 6 teams again. So ideally we want to have 6 teams of 3 drivers, so 3 drivers working together, of course, despite compared to your normal 2. Point system will still be the same. As quickly pause here for a moment, as Not Sebastian did a 129.4. Just showing Gaff Peak, he can't have everything his own way completely. So just showing Gaff Peak there's some other guys out there as well. Of course, Matter not here tonight. Well, at least just not for now. I understand he is on his way, he's just missing qualifying, so he's going to start at the back. Not anything unusual. We've seen it before, how he comes through the back, starting at the back, make his way through the field and then win a race or finish strongly. So Matt should be joining later. Not sure about some of the other guys who didn't make it in time. So yeah, so looking at season 2, a couple of guys already, like I said, confirmed. Of course, the thing about the multiplayer cars, we also need to design their own liveries as well as their own team names. A couple of team names coming in and a couple of liveries. Looking interesting. Of course, not going to reveal all of that as yet. We will be official reveal closer to the start of the season. That's also one thing that we still need to confirm. Will it be an immediate switchover or will it be like a week or so break in between the seasons? That's all up to the drivers, of course. Gav Peak sitting safe and sound in the pits for a change. Not sure if he's going to sit there or he's going to get bored and go out and risk it all again. But not Sebastian coming back in. Waze is in the pits, not Kimi as well. Staffy is on the back out already. I think Staffy is purely doing this probably to use it as practice. Because 6th place with only, well, just under 7 minutes to go. I think Staffy is definitely safe for the next session. Because there's a couple of 131s and 132s as well. It's TNB. TNB is always a 100% race. The only time we didn't do 100% race was when we did F1 and F2 2 seasons ago. Well, for 2 seasons in a row, we would have had a 50% F1 race immediately followed with a 50% F2 race, which was a reverse grid order from the F1 race. That was the only time we didn't do a 100% race because obviously 2 races in one night. But of course, in the current format, we're back to 100% race distance and full qualifying. Of course, no practice. The practice the guys do on their own during the course of a week leading up to the Grand Prix. Of course, season one. TNB only knows one way. 100%. Carter Boy decided to retire, so that's confirmed. That will be our first car eliminated from this session. Funny you would ask you. It's actually the same 2 who recruited you last season when we did for multiplayer cars. Those 2, that brother pairing that got you involved with him. Do I need to say more, you? Five minutes to go. Pickle currently in the drop zone, but can Judge improve? Because Judge is the only guy who can drop him out. There we go. Matt has joined, so we have 18 cars. How did I know you're going to respond like that? I just knew it. That's why I didn't even mention names. I just knew you're going to do that. Staffy Johar. Staffy 7th, decent place, 7th. But then again, it's still early days. We don't know who still, well, most of them probably still have those cement bags. And Gavbook just couldn't contain him. He's out on track. Yeah, he's here, but you're a reserve for next season, damn it. I think it's like the first season that Staff is not in the starting lineup in the season. Just opted to go to the reserve seat for next season. I think the reserves, for once, the reserve slot filled up quicker than the actual driver slots. Because we only had the one confirmed reserve driver this season. Only some of the guys moved late towards the end of the season, but obviously there was reasons behind that. But next season we already have 3 or 4 reserve drivers confirmed. And Staffy of course is one of them, so hopefully Staff can change his mind and come back. But of course you just keep in mind, Sunshine. Although, as I say, they 2 guys in a team, technically speaking, we can do 7 teams. 6 teams of 3 and 1 team of 2. And then you still have 20 drivers on the grid. So, if you can get a few guys together, you guys can still you can get the 7th team and still have a team of 3 drivers. And no Staff, Springbok Gamer have said absolutely zilch. He didn't break radio silence at all, so I have no idea what his plans are, but he didn't let me know anything. Well, Yui, like I say, there is technically speaking, as it is now, there's 17 cars confirmed, so there's technically speaking still 3 spots open. So we can do a 7th team and then have 6 teams with 3 and 1 team with 2. So we can work around it. Of course, the team with 2 drivers will automatically get that extra 3 points for the team. Obviously not for the driver, but for the team. Just because they can't have a 3rd driver because of you can only have 20 cars on the grid. But I mean, why don't you guys get a team together? Like I say, there's still 3 spots. It's all up to you. Staffy, he's on Discord, he's on the group. To be honest, he's actually even in the SSR Discord and he's quite active there on Discord. So I can't see why he's not on the TNB Discord. As far as you know, he's always been on the TNB Discord purely for the info purposes. And that is why we post things in the info group and not on social. Well, wow, looks like Matt actually managed to join in time, so he can actually qualify. Matt is in the mix, forget about starting at the back. So 3 cars pretty much will be eliminated from this session. So maybe, Staff, if you can get him and you decide you don't want to be reserve after all, you can get that 3rd team. We have all that 7th team. It's all up to you guys, just let me know. Judge on the outlap. No, it's only... No, I don't think he's not going to make it around in time, so I think it's safe to say that Judge is basically going to be eliminated. Of course, no matter next season either. Well, you see, Staff, it's nice to know that Codemasters try a few things as much as they suck at other things. No, okay, now there we go. That's confirmation. Judge is not going to get himself out of that drop zone. So yeah, so Codemasters, also one of the first games. If you disconnect during a race, you can rejoin. I see ACC has done the same. You can actually rejoin a race once you're disconnected. You just get your car in the pits and you just need to leave the pits. So it's not like here where the AI let your car float on track and you just reclaim it. You start from the pits there. And Matt actually, just for good measure, coming in the first hot run and goes fastest. So Carter Boy and Gingy Pickle is eliminated. John just on the borderline there. Either yay or nay, but of course Judge shows his out lap, but it's invalidated lap, so in theory this shouldn't have been actually a lap, but yeah, we have seen strange things before. See, he crossed the start finish line and now it shows he's on the hot lap, but yet there's no time. No, this game do weird stuff. If anybody listens, please can someone send the Pickle an invite? Well, you're more than welcome. There's, like I say, there's 3 spots open. Okay, Pickle is joined. So there's 3 spots open. It's all up to you guys. You have done it before. You've raced with these guys before. It's all up to you guys. Of course, we also... So the 2 teams really confirmed names. And the 1 team is going to be S1 Esports. So you're going to have guys from the S1 team. S1 Boinkies, as you can see here. Of course, S1 Vino for real. Also, Vino's been in the TNB mix for a while. And then S1 Koenraad, which who I don't know. Because he's still to join the TNB Discord channel and confirm his participation before I can say for sure he's in. With S1 Quinton to be the reserve driver, so they can have their own reserve driver, not like the other teams. They'll just have a reserve driver from the pool of reserve drivers if needed. So S1 Esports basically going to take on the rest of the guys here for next season. Of course, and then another team confirmed as well, but I don't want to say the name as yet, but it was posted on the group today. Just waiting for a few more team names and those liveries, so then we can reveal everything. Yeah, you see, Staff, it's always Staff. As much as Staff gives you a hard time and when you feel angry at him, Staff still got your bacon and send you invites, ne? So you can tell him, it's actually thank you, Uncle Staffy, ne? Staffy is more than double your age, by the way, Pickle. Yes, Vian. Nee, is reg, no problem, Vian. Enjoy. Vian, of course, not able to join tonight for his fatherly duties. Of course, nothing wrong with that. Life still happens, and of course, your day-to-day stuff still enjoy priority over the games. So he will be back hopefully next week. Good evening. Good evening, Boris. Nice to see you joined. You joined in the nick of time, and of course went fastest. No surprise. As you can see, there's Boris in first place. Of course, sadly not going to make next season. I hope to see him back in future seasons, of course. Done it before, won the championship, bug it off for a few seasons, and then come back and then just clinch the championship again. Nothing unusual. Well, I don't care if it's SAF1, SAF1. I got used to SAF1. We'll just say SAF1. You say it for short. I know it's SAF1, but we're used to SAF1. You think, Yui? You think or you know? It is Frick we're talking about, so we all know. Yeah, so there is a F1 league, but of course it's just easier to say SAF1. Choose, what's that? Slang? Abbreviation? What? No? What's it? Come, Steph, come here. Where are you now? Acronyms? Or what's that fancy word? When they take a word and they just let it flow in one? That's basically what's happening here. And there we go, the sound is back. Come, Steph. No, Steph's probably going to go out. Yep, that's why he's not all quiet. The Pickle's in a hurry to get out there, so no, 80 in a hurry to get out. For a moment, no, but both of them are actually on track. So that first one could have well truly be the peak. And yes, already red, validated. Of course, it's out laps, it doesn't matter, but he couldn't wait to get out there. He took a bit of that pit line with him. SAF1, I'll just keep on saying SAF1. It's quick and short, and it's just acronym or whatever you call it. What's that fancy word? But yeah, it just rolls off the tongue better. But it's nice to see staff still occasionally want to play Mr. Spelling App. Every other day he freaking miss out. He gets old, he gets outdated, he gets corrupted. You only feel like spelling now and then. Already a big difference tonight compared to other races. Just before I get to that, as you can see, the weather actually improving from the dark heavy clouds at the start of Q1, now all of a sudden sunny conditions. Of course, a hotter track also means better grip and faster times. So the difference here, as you can see, only 3 cars on the mediums compared to at least 5 or 6 other cars on previous races. So some of them decided not to go for the longer option. Of course, there is that option of rain, as Boinkies advised at the start of the stream. So I think this is in everybody's minds. They're just aware of that rain and rather, go for the shorter stint. But then again, do we know where the rain's going to come? Is it going to be early in the race, or is it going to be later in the race? Of course, if it's going to be later, you might have to make that second stop because your tires are going off, where the guys on the mediums can push it all that much longer. So we'll have to wait to see how this one unfolds. Foss also on softs, and so Sebastian, guys who normally would go on mediums. But then again, how accurate is this weather prediction on this game? We saw before where it predicts something and then what you experience is slightly different. So can you really rely on that? Or you just use it as a bit of a indication and from there plan? Guys, of course, in need of real points is the Racing Point team. Currently right at the bottom of a constructor's log. Fast over 129.7, so the first time posted already in the 129s. Tracking in, getting faster. 80 just getting offline there for the faster car to come past. RZDV on track as well, so a lot of guys actually on track. In fact, it's only not Fernando in the pits. Everyone else is pretty much out, with Kimi on his way out. Not Sebastian at 129.5. Precisely. That's the whole debate, and that's what people were debating about. But unfortunately, we will not see that. I mean, even if they did it as a bit of expansion and let you then pay for it extra, I think some guys would have. Probably Codemaster missing out on an opportunity here. I don't know. But it would have been nice to race on some of those tracks. Would it be nice to have a F1 game with Imola back? I won't even mind having an F1 car with some of the old classic tracks again, but classic tracks like the old Hockenheim, old Austria. Of course, I know the track changed because of safety stuff, and of course as things became more safer, etc, etc. But just, you know, for the sake of a game, just have your old tracks. That is obviously why you classics. Now you see classic cars. I think classic tracks was a better option, because a couple of seasons ago you had that where Codemasters had a few classic tracks in the game. Of course, Jerez and so forth, but it would be nice to see a few classic tracks back. You have a very old Spa. I mean, nowadays you see the bus stop chicane. As you approach the chicane, you go to the right. There was a time when the bus stop chicane, you would approach it and you had to turn to the left. Force feels he's done enough. I believe he did, so that would see him through to the next session. Why risk it? Just want to make sure that he's there for the next session. It would also be nice to see Kailami back on the F1 track, on the F1 calendar. Imagine they could have this where you had a few tracks and you can, just like now when you customize the amount of races per season, how long your season should be, so you can actually put in which track you don't. They should have just bring all of those tracks and stuff and give you the option of selecting. I know it won't happen, but you know what, nothing wrong with dreaming. But then again, a couple of years ago, I never thought we would have had the option where you could have your own team and you have 22 cars and you can customize your car's livery and sponsorship and stuff. So Codemasters already evolved there. So then again, you know what, never say never. We have 2020 has been a year full of surprises. Now that Monza, when you still had that aqueduct or whatever they called it, that embankment, the cement embankments, we only see the part of it in certain parts of the track still today. And RZDV, they're just complaining about back paints. I don't know if it's just part of his tragedy. We will only know for sure once all those cement bags are coming off. Now that everybody's in the pits, not Fernando always lonesome on track, nothing wrong with that. Staffy retires, again Staffy happy, also again a good lap time. The 150s in the first session, now 129.8, so Staffy looking speedy tonight. He potentially can see himself in Q3. Yeah, no, Staffy, you're damn right. You got the speed tonight, mister. I hope you freaking do it. It would be nice to see that AlphaTauri of the dark in the top 10. Of course, a couple of guys in the 150s. You should improve a little bit. But pressure already on them because a couple of guys sitting there in the drop zone. who's actually you don't expect it to be. But of course, some of them are still sandbagging. Just over 6 minutes to go. Yeah, so I think the South one, or in Staffy's case, SA F1 guys will be excited about season 2. A full team just for those guys. So one of them here tonight, one not making the race tonight, unless something happens and he can join right at the end of qualifying. And then of course a new name, and then a familiar name in the reserve column. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how season 2 unfolds when we get there. Nesmax in the pits with just over 5 minutes to go, leaving it a bit late. Wes is on his way. He's trying to improve. Jean still in the pit. Not Fernando on the drop. Well, he's right on the border there. Not safe. He is out on track, and as I say that, he did not make his corner. Unless that's a planned cut, like most of the guys do, just to get back to the pits quicker. So it's just for him to get back, maybe put on a new set of boots, some extra fuel, and then go again. No, I'm not. I definitely want a PS5, but yeah, 10, 12 grand, yay! But then again, PS4 was also not cheap when it came out. I mean, 7 grand, 7, 8 grand when it released. It didn't drop by much if you see what it retails for now, so yeah, it's something to say. If I see the hard drive is more or less the same when a PS4, but surely the games are getting bigger, so here comes the external hard drive again. And I don't know if a PS5 have got more than 1 or 2 USB ports, because that's the one thing they can really improve on, to put it in more USB ports rather than you having to buy USB extenders. Knowing, of course, it takes external hard drive, you need the cable to charge the controllers, because I do understand charging your controllers directly from the wall socket takes away the lifespan of those wireless controllers. But yes, I do want the PS5, but I'm not going to get it when it releases. None of my previous PlayStations I bought at release. I let them sort out all the gremlins and stuff first, and then you get it at a later stage, maybe the second or third batch. Even my PS4 is a slimline, so it was not the first batch. When PS3 came out, it was, I think, a 20 or 40 gig hard drive, and it was, the very first one was a bit backward compatible, and then later you had like a 200 or so meg hard drive. I had one of those, and so just before they went completely slimline. PS2 I had was also slimline, where the power supply was on the outside of a console. So now, as much as I want it, I'm not going to be in a hurry to get it when it's released. We can wait. Okay, so is that then confirmed that it will have 4 or 5 ports? So then that's already a big plus. I mean, at the moment we're sitting with 2 only. And yeah, Staff, I know it's sold out. I don't care. I'm not interested on the release. I don't buy release. My name is not Staff who think I'm technologically savvy and I want to be the guy that stands out, and yet no one else has got a PS5. But then that's just how you roll, ne? So Staffy and RJDV and Foss, the guys so far happy with their laps. A couple of guys still out there trying to improve on times. Nesmax still in the drop zone. John as well. John is in the pits. If he can turn it around quickly, he can go out and do another lap. Not Fernando's own out lap. Not Kimi also fighting there to stay in. Wes now on the borderline there. Matt on the outlap, Springbok Gaiman, so is Maverick. None of them really safe. If they all now go under 129.8, Staffy's got problems. Now, but to you, will we get 4 or 5 ports? That's the question. And I think all of us, from PlayStation 3 onwards, all of us complained always there's not enough USB ports. I mean, I think that was our biggest frustration even back in the days when most guys still did PC. Yeah, now you see what, four maybe standard on a PC, but some PCs back in the day only had 2 ports. It's just something that PlayStation can also adopt. I'm not sure about Xbox, but you can never have enough USB ports if you see all the stuff that people plug into their PlayStations. Of course, Staffy also plugs in his fan there so that he can stay cool under pressure. Not that Staffy's ever under pressure. Ne, Staffy? Okay, there we go. Confirmation AD out, so that's our first car to be eliminated. Not Kimia 129.1. That's one way to get yourself out of a drop zone. Okay, so at least 2 at the back, but yeah, we have 2 on the PS4 as well. And those on the front. Or are you saying, Stav, there's 2 at the back and maybe 1 in front? So then at least we have 3. That's already an improvement compared to the 2 we have now. Jean is out for an hot lap, but no lap is invalidated, so that would mean Jean also eliminated. Can Nismax and not Fernando improve? That's the other question. Can Wes get himself out? Matt's already purple sector, so Matt is back to on the business. Yeah, but that's the thing, that is why I say you want at least 4 to 5. Looking at the stuff the guys plug in, I mean, there's your external hard drive, there's the headsets. What about the cable to charge the controller with? Matt goes second, couldn't beat Kimian this time, but of course, it's not that doesn't matter, it's all about the next session. Wes confirmed also out, Nismax coming to pits, so Nismax also eliminated. Not Fernando also diving in the pits. So that's pretty much confirmed. Staffy will go to Q3. Wes eliminated, not Fernando, Nismax, Jean, and of course AD, who already retired, and not Maverick will be safe. Here we go, John just diving into the pitch, there's confirmation. So Wes, not Fernando, Nismax, John and AD out. Staffy going through by the hair of his you know what, but still he's through, Q3. It's been a while, well deserved. Of course, this is just still dress rehearsals, this was just for the strategy. But it looks like in the end everybody is pretty much going to go through on softs, unless somebody did not improve on those tyres they did earlier, because there were 3 medium runners. But in the end, as you can see, everybody pretty much finishing the session on softs. No, charge your controller at the wall. Yes, Steph, I agree. I also did it. But when I found out, or so they claim, as per the PlayStation guys, charging your controller directly from the wall rather than through the machine is actually harmful to your controller, and it actually seriously reduces the lifespan of your controller. I think, well, it's something to do with the battery charge or whatever, but yeah, some technical jargon. But they claim it's safer and it's better for your controller to be charged through your console than directly from a wall plug. But for a while I would have just plugged mine into my cell phone charger, because the heads are pretty much the same. Or you get those little converters and then you just plug the cable in there and voila. Or you take your USB cable from your PlayStation and shove it into your PlayStation or into your phone charger, because you just take out the USB cable and put in that cable and it works. But yeah, unfortunately, some people claim it doesn't work, it's dangerous or whatever. So yeah, so now there's a couple of reasons why guys want those USBs. So headsets, controller charge, and of course, if you like a U-Bouch and you play shooting games, you want a mouse and a keyboard. And I don't blame him. There was nothing better than the mouse and keyboard when it comes to shooter. A couple of guys still prefer that, and if you have a PlayStation keyboard and mouse, that also makes things lacquer. If you also want to type messages, that's a lot faster than sitting here with a controller in your hand. But yeah, whatever it may be, guys have stuff that we want to plug in there. Being at a fan, like I say, Staffy needs that fan to stay cool. Or get a charge cradle, that's the other thing, but the charge cradle also plugs into the USB. Yeah, probably not. These guys and their bloody conspiracy theories. No, I had one of those charge cradles for PlayStation 3 and that thing worked lekker. One cable in, but you could have your two controllers on the sides plus your your PlayStation Move controllers. So 4 controllers being charged in one go. Here we go, Q3, and now we're at the business section of this qualifying session. Gavpik, Matter, Vos, Springbok Gamer, not Kimmy, not Sebastian, Staffy, RDV, SAF1, SAF1, Boinkies, and not Maverick. That's your 10 cars shooting it out for pole. 2 Mercs and 2 Renaults in there. Yeah, that's the thing. If you type a lot, that keyboard is handy. Because yeah, you said it feels like ages if you take a controller and have to click on each and every letter. Oh wow, you agree? Yeah, no, but you know what, Staffy are actually talking sense for a change tonight. And now he's going to ignore us because he's in. Okay, I was just saying now he's going to ignore us because he's going to drive, but he's not going to drive. He's happy. He just wanted to be in Q3. He's happy to start in 10th. Saving the tyres rather for the race. I've seen it before, even in real life. Guys making it to Q3 then just not to participate. Happy to start in 10th. Because they already know if they will be able to beat the other guys or not. So rather than just save the tyres and stuff, save a car for later. No, Staffy is too chill to worry about spelling mistakes tonight. He's more worried about the dongle dingle. He likes things that dongle around. But I also heard about that, yeah. But I haven't done the keyboard thing, so I'm no expert, so I'll leave that to Steph. So, Steph, if you say so, I'll take it. You probably might be tuning me a lot of nonsense as well, and I probably won't even know it because I'm no expert about the keyboard on PlayStation. I leave that to you and you to chat about. Pretty much everybody is on outlaps already. It's just Staffy that bailed. Then of course there's Matt, Springbok Gamer, Kimi, RGDV and Boinkies who are on their way out. So pretty much everybody's on track. Say Staffy, you just had to, just for good measure. You couldn't resist. Now you lie, you're a bloody gherkin. You're not a Knater boy. You changed your name, your brother's a Knater boy. You're just a gherkin. An oversized cucumber that pretends to be little and showing off in a bottle, in a glass jar. So no, you're a gherkin. You can't be a Knater boy. Yeah, well, you will have to wait and see. Getting closer and closer. I just think it's going to be tough. Well, both, not just PlayStation, Xbox as well. I just think it's going to be tough. Given economically what happened to the world this year. You know what, it's still brave of him to stick with a release, both of them. Of course, let's hope they make sales. But yeah, 10, 11 grand, it's no easy feat. Already the guys in the 129s on it. Gav Picker 129.2. Steph, het jy al Avengers gejol? Now you're a big Avengers fan. There we go, Matt, the first guy to go into the 128. Now we know the sandbags and the cement bags are off. Gav now with a huge corner cut, obviously on his way back to the pits to get new boots and some more fuel. 128.5, I want to say that is enough for pole. First 128, of course it is Q3 track, it's quicker. So let's see if somebody can maybe respond to that, but that's going to be a tough ask. Okay, cool. Yeah, now I know you're a guy that read your review, so that's why I'm asking you. And you're not scared to try a game. But yeah, if you say that, cool. Thanks for that. But yeah, let's hope for a good couple of some good titles. We haven't seen a lot this year, so let's see what they surprise us with next year. Boink is having a bit of a moment for himself, but he's into the pits. Of course, everybody pretty much coming in now to just slap on a new set of boots and a bit of more juice. They give it one more solid go. Just over 6 minutes to go. Springbok Gamer and RGTV still to post the times. Well, Springbok Gamer now posted. Still Kimmy back in the pits. Didn't post the time yet. RGTV on track, coming down the start finish line now, and RGTV a 129.1, currently in third place. Not Sebastian there, a 129.0 in second place. Not as close, but yeah, that's still 5 tenths. Big gap to first place. Well, one thing I'm really looking forward to is that whole sound system about the PS5. But I do believe to experience it, you need to have that PlayStation 5 headphones as well. But it'd be nice to actually do gaming like that with the sound play. Oh well. Mr. RDV in a hurry to get back to the pits. Someone cutting those corners at full speed. Steph, I know you and Savvy played that, so what was that like? Because clearly you liked it. Springbok Gamer, RGTV is obviously on his way back, a Springbok Gamer also coming in, so pretty much everybody back in the pits or on the way to the pits. Just over 4.5 minutes to go, so we'll see them go out for one more proper run. You don't want to leave it till too late, just leave yourself with a bit of more time, just so should something go wrong you do have that time to do something. And your royal pinkness is on his way. He made the first getaway, so he blinked first. Hoping for clear track. The last thing he wants now is to come around, and just as he hits start finish line, everybody decides to go out. Okay, does not sound good, a USB-C in front. So what, you're saying the USB port in front is going to be weaker than the two at the back? So at least when there are 3 USB ports, 2 at the back and 1 in the front. But shouldn't the one in front then be the main one? Because surely everybody's going to plug in there. A lot of people are lazy to plug in at the back. No, that's 100% correct. What a lot of people don't remember is the 4K thing. And one thing in South Africa, not a lot of TVs here are pretty much 4K. See, but that's also why PC is so much faster compared to consoles. The PC screen and the whole way with the PC setup. Because if you would play this game on a PC, you'll definitely do different times compared to what you see on the console. So we still got Sebastian and Matt in the pits there. RGDV is already on his way. Gavpik is on a hard lap. A couple of guys out there, 4 still in the pits. Yeah, but now you have to fork out what, 12 grand for a PS5 and then a good couple of grand as well for a 4K TV. Yay! Yeah, well, but yeah, even if you can get the PS now and then later get the 4K TV. No, yeah, I also think if you can do 60 FPS. Now, yeah, 4K is bloody expensive. Just the computer screen alone, never mind the size of a normal TV. Look, normal TVs have the advance, so I'm in agreement there with Steph. Because 4K is just now obviously something next level. But I think we should be fine with a normal TV. But of course you won't have a full experience of a PS5 as yet until you have a 4K. But I still think we will be able to play at least. Get yourself a bigger monitor then. Still no chase in front. Gavpik still then 4th. And he's invalidated lap, so he's not going to be able to come around to start a new lap because he's too far back. So that's Gav pretty much. RGDV finishes in 3rd, so no improvement there from him. Gav confirmed into the pit, so he stays 4th unless someone else can drop him down. Springbok Gamer also done. He's now moved down to 8th. Not Kimmy putting it into 2nd. A 128.8. He's splitting Not Sebastian and Matt. Not Sebastian now on the back straight coming up to Boinkies. Boinkies is slowing down. So Boinkies pretty much done as well. Matt out on track. Not very really needs to, but he's still doing purple sectors. Of course, if Matt wins tonight, that should be more than enough to take the championship. Gavpik dropping down as, of course, to 5th. Let's see if anyone else can improve. Not Maverick in 6th. Boinkies, I don't think so. Can Force do anything? No, Force is also on an invalidated lap, so there we go. Matt brought it back in 1st. Well, still in 1st. No improvement on his time. Boinkies diving into the pits and Force as well, so that's pretty much confirmation. Pole sitter there is Matt. Not Sebastian managed to sneak 2nd place from not Kimmy. Very close there. Of course, RGDV in 4th, Gavpik 5th, not Maverick 6th. Boinkies will start in 7th with Force in 8th and Springbok Game in 9th, and of course Staffy will be the last position there in the top 10. See the guys still going on there about their TVs. Now, Steph, I also think Not to worry about 4K, as long as a normal TV run it, why not? So just confirmation what we spoke about. Of course, Staffy, the only guy not posting a time, he was happy to start in 10th. I think he was going to go too hard at it, knowing who he had to compete with. But yeah, just confirmation, Matt there in pole, with not Sebastian second and Kimi in third. Of course, now just that final tune of a race strategy. Then we will have that, well, of course, the formation lap, and then we will have the race finally happening. Okay, so just going to wait for those guys to get the race strategies sorted out so that we can get the formation lap underway shortly. It's gonna start wet. It's absolutely pouring down. Not just heavy clouds, it is wet, wet, wet. Lots of rain falling. So we finally got our wet race that we've been hoping for the whole season. So this is really gonna spice things up. Formation lap about to start. As you can see, that's full wet, so not even inches. Some interesting times ahead. We are 18 cars on the grid. No one else has joined since then. So one AlphaTauri pretty much open. Of course, we have a car that's got only one car on the grid is this Williams here. Judge, no teammate tonight. So Judge and Staffy without any teammates tonight. Hoi, Joey, hier kom groot sports. I think the guys at the back will be happy to start at the back, especially with this first session of rain for the season. I don't know how much practice the guys had in the wet. Now accustomed they got to raining conditions in 2020. So yeah, this is going to be our first wet start in a while. I think the guys will be a bit rusty with rain. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting start. jy sou net sy stand-in gewees het, that's all. Maar ek dink oom Frik homself is onder die invloed. Hy is onder die invloed van beer. Just waiting for these last few cars to line up and we can get this show on the road. Here we go, one Renault coming through, Carville Force. Right, caution over drill, watch for the lights. 5 red, and when all 5 will go out, then we will be racing. Of course, watch for the wheel spin as well in the wet conditions. Matt with a good start. Not Sebastian also with an equally good start, and actually even better. And here comes Kimi. Matt under severe pressure from both Kimi and Not Sebastian. Both of them passed him. Not Kimi jumping into the lead with Not Sebastian in second. Matt, of course, showing in 6th, but that's not right, he's in 3rd. Of course, the whole timing screen is a bit buggered, especially here in the first few laps. So Matt down 2 positions from pole position, dropped to 3rd on the start. Brilliant start here from Kimi and Not Sebastian. Matt have to contend here with RJDV, not Maverick. Of course, the positions are, but I think it shows not Fernando leading. So I'm not sure if there's some lag or something, but yeah, now it finally gets right. But Kimi in 1st, Not Sebastian, and then Matt in 3rd. RJDV will then be in 4th. Dropping down a bit already. RJDV himself under pressure from Not Maverick, his teammate for tonight. Then Gafpick and Force. Staffy looks like he got up a place and then just dropped a place down, but he is up still from 10th into 9th. Springbok Gamer at the back, and Judge already from 18th up to 15th. Can he build on this? Good start again. Of course, there's your pit stop predictions. No predictions of any Inters to come. The rain's going to be with us for a while. I know it looked like Not Kimi was a ghost, but I can promise you it was not a ghost, because the ghost car will not have that brilliant start. Matt now still staying here, putting them under pressure. Of course, these guys, lots of good camaraderie between them, as much as they fight. This is pretty much also the guys competing here at the top for the championship. So these two want to finish in front of Matt just to keep the championship alive. Of course, Matt don't need to do anything silly, he just needs to finish in with good points. Of course, in terms of constructors, there's no catching Renault. RJDV and his teammate for tonight still battling. Keep it fast, and Gafpick still keeping them in sight, and Jin Jeep Pickle actually keeping up with him. Staffy 2 seconds down. Tom Carterboy 45 is putting AD under pressure. Oh, now we have our first penalty, Gafpick. Carterboy still keeping on the tail of that racing point. We have both McLarens running at the back. Looks like Jean had to make an early start. No laps on those tyres, so he started. I think that probably was a wing change as well. Springbok Gamer also battling to keep up. As you can see, it's a good gap opening up from the rest of the pack in front. So the 2 McLarens way at the back. And still those 3 there in front fighting each other, pulling away. But not Maverick now ahead of his teammate. Can he chase after those 3? No, I agree with you there. This is actually one of the worst tracks, if not the worst track when it rains. As you can see there as well, you hardly see the edge of the track, you hardly see those lines. The rain actually, I had it one day even in career mode, just driving for the fun. It was so hard. You take photos, it looked like snow. You can't see the outlines of the track. So if you don't know this track of art, I think you're going to miss not just your braking spot. So yeah, no, this is really a challenging one when it comes to rain. Wes trying to put the judge under pressure. Carter Boy passed by not Fernando, who now sits after AD. With this pack falling a little bit back to, well, not as much very right there with Nismax, but between Nismax and Boinkies there's just under a 4-second gap. So and if you can see, as you can see there, Fernando looks racy. He would love to get past AD, He can then chase after Nismax and hopefully after Boinkies in the process. Well, hunting time for Merck, so he's looking strong at the moment. Not Maverick on the move. We're still these three in front. From this angle there, well, it looks literally like snow there. It's hard to spot. You just see this line here. Looks like somebody just carved a line through a pile of ice or snow. Guys in front still getting away, but not Maverick, not allowing them to get away as fast as they did a lap or two ago. Meantime, with the back Springbok gamer, he's starting to catch the judge, who dropped down to 16th. West passed him. But West now there with Carterboy 45 as well, so that pack has grown. Not Sebastian going fastest, not Maverick now have a gap of under 2 seconds to Matt. And of course there you go, just confirmation he went faster. Pulling away from his teammate. The stand-in Merc driver tonight getting the business done. Still a long way to go, only lap 4 out of 53. But really looking good. It's not easy in the rain, especially in this track. But a couple of guys already feeling confident and pushing. A couple of close battles already if you look at the times. Nismax has caught up with Boinkies. Not too long ago that was 4 seconds, now under a second. Force another time penalty there. Because Boinkies here, Pickle, Staffy, not far. Oh, and Sebastian now with a time penalty. So those cars not that far from each other. One small mistake and yeah, that can be costly. AD just dropping off from Nismax. Can't help but to feel that these guys behind him would love to get past him. Kimmy managing to have a gap of just about a second, then under a second again. Still those three in front is less than a second, and not Maverick still reducing the gap. So that freeway fight in front is very soon going to be a 4-way fight. RGV just battling to hold on, and Gafpick also battling to hold on to him. Force putting Gafpick under pressure. Gafpick just not able to keep up with the guys in front and not getting away from Force. Not Maverick another fastest lap as that gap comes down to a second. Kimmy again opening up a gap to a second. Matt staying here with not Sebastian. Oh, and Matt runs wide. So that will have Maverick right there up his gearbox. Another mistake like that will see Maverick going into third. Staffy holding on to 8th place. He's ahead of GG Pickle, of course. A couple of laps ago it was just the other way around. It's just a matter of keeping this up. A little bit of a gap open there. Staffy 5 seconds down to Force. Can he chase him down? Especially with Gafpick holding Force up a little bit. And there you have it right in front. Kimmy is just over a second, but pretty much Matt and not Maverick, not Sebastian, all within less than a second from each other. Force now, Chili Force will have an opportunity. Gafpick runs wide and get a 3-second time penalty for good measure. Both of them already have a couple of time penalties. It's only lap 5, a long way to go. So you, do I take that as confirmation that you're definitely in for season 2? En gaan je de score join? Oh, GG Pickle goes wide. That allows 3 cars past him. Nismax past him, Boinkies past him. Gafpick actually also made a mistake. He's all the way down. So Staffy into 7th. Now overtaken by Boinkies. And here comes Nismax. But Maverick dropping off a little bit in front. Of course, he can just leave his three in front to battle. If they trip over each other, he will be the biggest winner. Yellow flag. And it looks like a Ferrari. A lagging Ferrari, which is all over the place. Oh, Gavpik now with a 10-second time penalty. Oh, that's a massive. I think that could have been under the yellow flag, because that's normally when it becomes so heavy. Gavpik, yeah, 10-second time penalty. Cool, I'll take you as confirmation for season 2. You'll be noted. So then just join the TNB Discord group channel as well if you don't mind, and then we just need to get you to teammates. Then we can have a 7th team first season. So a virtual safety car out. Imagine you and Staffy in one team. But that's if we can persuade Staff to get out of a reserve list. Staff, of course, not a bad driver. Yeah, he might not have a pace to compete with right for podium, but on the day he can be consistent and pick up those points. And if you look at the championship at the moment, there are a few mishaps, but still good, solid, consistently in the point. A couple of guys now pitting as well. Only 7 laps in, so probably just because of a virtual safety car. But no, if you look at here, this is actually strategic. Guys coming out on Inters. So Carter Boy 45 will have to pit again. He just pitted. So Matt is out on Inters. Not Maverick also jumped to the Inters. So did RZDV, so both Mercs fast as well. So a couple of guys on Inters, so this is going to be interesting. And Matt already only 16 seconds, so when not Sebastian and Kimi comes in, surely Matt's going to jump him, and I believe Maverick as well. That's it, that's all that matters. All you can do is do your best and enjoy. As long as you enjoy, that's what matters. So we got a potential 7th team. We just need teammates weer voor Yui. Maar asseblief you, join die Discord groep asseblief. Ek weet jy hoef nie saam te praat in die social chat nie, maar join it en kry ten minste die info and stuff. Because all the information is posted on the info group. Not Maverick looking really racy in the wet conditions, and Matt still reducing that gap. So this pit stop really looking good for Renault. I think the guys in front got caught out. Kimi jumping in, not Sebastian staying out. No, he's actually in the pit, sorry, he didn't stay out. That would have been a huge mistake to do, but now there we go. Matt and not Maverick going into first and second. Strategic stop. That stop for the Inters coming just at the right possible time for them. Merc and Renault just timed it absolutely perfect. Not Kimi managed to split the two Mercs where not Sebastian came out behind RZDV. Ooh, and the judge getting a penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But of course, looking at the comments there from Boinkies, it's going to be a wet race, going dry and then wet again. So I don't think we're done with rain as yet. Not Maverick, just falling a little bit off from Matter. But he's also on purple sectors, but I believe Matter will... Oh, and there we go, 80 out of a race. 80 stayed on those wet tires, and that triggered the safety car. So this is going to just back them all up again. Of course, 3 laps here of safety car, just backing the pack up. So we're down to 17 cars. And now Pickle with a penalty. Pickle still holding on. They're in the top 9. Staffy lost a few places after the stop. Nesmax also with a great recovery drive so far from where he qualified. I think Legend will not get driver of the day again. Last week he got driver of the day and tonight he's not here. Of course, no, that's just me talking nonsense. Of course, he have a valid reason not being here. Of course, life happens. He's at a concert there, I think all with his daughter, of course. Parenting duties do take preference over this. Of course, real life, you need to still make your day-to-day life and make it happen. So enjoy the Legend. Hope to see you back next week. Of course, as always, had a good, not a bad run actually in the for Renault this year, being the season being his first season with TNB. Ooh, and Kimi now with a penalty for severe collision. He and Rob obviously made contact. Not sure if the one got caught out by the other, but penalty there for making contact, and of course it's under safety car conditions. Oh wow, and the judge got disqualified. Oh my. Huey, what did you say about one frickin' fluke? I think now he's swearing. The judge disqualified, 80 retired, so 2 cars lost in a couple of laps. I think the judge is now really talking a different language. And it's not the first time this season that he had something like that. And of course, the game just doing weird stuff at some the weirdest possible times. Just getting that back closer and closer, more guys at the back, catching up with the guys in front. Huey, Nedai. That's why I'm not going to even invite him to the comms box. Otherwise the stream is also going to be locked. YouTube is not going to like us. Of course, everybody now on the Inters. Carter Boy 45. A couple of laps down. That's it, judge called it a night. Don't blame me. What's the point of hanging around if you got disqualified? No, good question. It says he was parked in a dangerous position. But I don't know, that's a bit harsh. If you spin and you don't recover your car fast enough, you get slammed with a penalty for whatever, for being in a dangerous position, parked in a dangerous position. Huey Opel, net vir jou. Wat 'n vagat hè. You're not allowed to drink and drive, but there's nothing wrong with drinking and watching. There we go, safety car finally coming in. Just as it Merg runs a little bit wide, just to keep it all, just a bit of clean air. Al jy, weet jy wat, daar's nog. Daar gaat nog. But of course we're in lockdown level 1 as of Monday. So going into Monday morning, and from the early hours of Monday morning we're in lockdown 1, and I understand the bottle stores can now operate on Fridays as well, so no longer just Monday to Thursday but Monday to Friday, I understand. So Pickle now with a penalty for collision with Nismax. Safety car is in, so basically Matt is now the safety car, so he's going to put it down now. Coming around the final corner, here we go. Oh, and Staff now with a 5-second penalty, ignoring yellow flag, speeding a little bit too quick. Nismax, same penalty there. Sebastian's in the pits. I think he might have picked up some wing damage. Yeah, no, I understand only till 5 o'clock, but at least we got Fridays. So instead of Monday to Thursday, at least now we got Monday to Friday from till 5, so still not on weekends. You know, you can buy during a week to still party on the weekend, so I still don't understand the whole thinking behind it, but yeah, then again. Let's focus on what we do know for racing, something that we can talk about. Give me Ben Fur chasing after not Maverick, keeping in touch there with Matter. RGDV also still there for now. I have to sneak away during lunchtime there, you. Otherwise you're going to have to go to Checkers and buy non-alcoholic. Nothing wrong with it, but you will have no kick, you will get no kick out of your beer. Oh, and Carter Boy, which seems to be a disconnect. Carter Boy left the session. Yeah, that Ferrari's ghosting, alright. That's confirmation of a ghost Ferrari. You know what, if you're desperate, you're desperate. But I'd rather sacrifice the alcohol just to still have a beer taste than having nothing. Yeah, I mean, we freaking last few weeks before we had that final open time before we were closed it again. Yo, I think that was like forever. I think I'm not the only one, a couple of guys felt it. Yeah, well, apparently they got a new internet. Oh, going to Spur, that's even worse. En dan kan jy maar eerder jou APP drink. No, that's the last place that will see me. Can't remember when last I was there. RGDV picking up a 3-second time penalty here. That's now starting to fall back from Kimi. Kimi still staying with not Maverick, who's battling to hold on at the moment to Matter. Got Springbok Gamer there putting Fernando under pressure. Further back Gafpick and Wes, so that's the only real battle. So again the safety car taking away some battles, because there's been a couple of guys close to each other. Now it's just like everybody settled in a bit of a rhythm. I see Pickle decided to flinch first, so he got into the pit, he put on the hard tyre. Everyone else pretty much on the Inters. Not sure if it's dry enough completely for it. See, I think he is struggling a bit. It stopped raining, definitely no more rain. Nothing falling down, and the track is definitely getting dry. But I just think he stopped a little bit too early. Still a bit of a handful to keep his car under control, as you can see. Still slip slide. But he's going to have to stick with us coming into the pits now to put on again. Oh, and that's going to cost him the race, never mind. G&G Pickle has gone. Decided to go for the hard tyres and he blinked too quick. Track wasn't dry enough as yet, and then just a little too hasty on the throttle rather than going more cautious, and that's the end of this race. I just want to say coming back into the pits would have been not an option, because he's going to literally come in for a lap or two and then you have to come back in, change your dries, but maybe that would have been a better option. Unfortunately, he made the mistake, stopped too quick, and that's the end of his race. Not Sebastian now the fastest guy on track. We're splitting the two McLaren boys at the moment. Not huge gaps, just Staffy to Nismax. Nismax actually pulled out a good gap to Staffy. That's the biggest gap, of course, when at the back, Carter boy. Not Maverick's got the gap down to under second again in front, and meantime open it up to more than a second to third place Kimi. Boink is running in a solid 6 at the moment. But now Matt has decided to put and is going for the mediums. Track still looking a little bit damp. He's the only guy in the pits, but as I say that, Wes and John and Gappy dives into the pits. John also decided on the mediums. Not Sebastian also in, so looks like the track is dry enough. Not so slippery. Oh, DRS also enabled, so confirmation it's dry enough. Now we even have DRS. Can not Sebastian get something back here by stopping early enough this time? It's all about that undercut, just to see what if you can make some places. Carter boy also coming in to come change to dry tires. Everybody who put it so far pretty much chose the same tire. And Carter boy decides to go different. And G&G Pickle's car still showing on track, not removed. Still got yellow flag. We get a bit of a glitch here. Riding still here with not Sebastian, just to see that Renault or that Red Bull. Oh, and Maverick with his pit lane, speeding in the pit lane penalty, coming in a little too hot. Red Bull's definitely out of the way, but for some reason it's still showing me, and it still shows that yellow flag. Not Kimi stayed out. Not Maverick also went for the mediums. Have a look at Matter. Where's Matter? Coming around now. Not Maverick is out. Here we go, it's going to be close. Oh, not Maverick, just behind Matt. Matt just managed to get ahead of him. So they pretty much exactly where they were before this round of pit stops. Within less than a second from each other, Matt leading at the moment. Kimi decided to stay another lap on his Inters. How much time is that going to cost him? Of course, Matt already has his medium tires up to temperature. Kimi stayed out the ladies now. Already 2 seconds lost. Not Fernando also still in Inters. So he's also going to come into the... Kimi finally into the pits, but he lost a good amount of time. And Pickle finally left the session. Of course, Carterboy 45 has left the session. He never rejoined, so that Ferrari is definitely not in this race. So it's down to 14 cars. Matt the fastest man on track. Maverick staying with him fast. His teammate is still in third, also on soft. Boink has managed to get into fourth. Wes now fastest lap, but of course this is just now as the track keeps on drying out. We'll have a couple of guys exchanging fastest lap here. Here we go, not Sebastian as well. And yet that pickle Red Bull is still showing us on track, still yellow flag. I believe it's going to be like that for the rest of the race. Let's just hope it stays like that and not a further worse off glitch, call it that, compared to what we have in Mexico. We don't want to repeat of that. And Gapik still picking up penalties. Not Kimi running down RGDV. Not Maverick battling to hold on. Matt just went fastest and it's already 2.5 seconds. In the rain Maverick could stay with him, but now we hit that dry patch. Now Maverick finding it difficult to stay in touch with Matt. Of course on the soft tyres, Force is also closing little by little. Staffy, Gapik and not Sebastian having a battle here. Yeah, Vian, you just say great race because we're your teammates, aren't you? But yeah, not Mavericks, not able to, that gap open up with another second. Matt has now come into his own right tyres and it's up to Heat. And Force still catching Maverick as well. Gap coming down. Kimi and RGDV, and as I was just about to talk about that, Kimi passed RGDV. So RGDV dropping further down. Staffy still here in the midst. Not Sebastian has passed him. Not Sebastian passing after Gapik. And Matt with another fastest lap. Boinky's not so squinkies tonight. Boinky's also into amongst the penalties. Not Kimi going fastest. Ooh, Kimi now with a time penalty. Got McLaren 9 and 10th. Of course, compared to where they finished in qualifying, this is good for McLaren, but of course still early days. Only 18 laps. Well, this is the 18th. And this Ferrari definitely still ghosting. And Matt just still getting away there in front. Wel, die tyd van die aand, Huey, is jy alright? Force getting closer to Maverick. Kimi getting closer to Poinkies. RGDV still staying with him. Sebastian Gapik, here we go. Yeah, well, look, you can eat it whenever you want to, yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Now Sebastian into the pits. Medium tyres, 4 laps, and he's into the pits. Not having the best of races. Now in the dry stint is like he's going backwards. definitely not happy with his tyres. But there's a wing change as well, so there was some damage picked up. This is why he stopped so early. That of course promotes his teammate to 13th, just ahead of him. Not Maverick now more than 5 seconds behind Matt. Force now less than 2 seconds behind him. Ja, weer een new show off. Het 'n kudu filet gegaffel. Poinky's feeling the pressure here. RJDV and not Kimmy behind. Ooh, and running a little bit of wide there, Kimmy. Because Poinky's will have to watch his mirrors here. Both cars looking to pounce. But at the same time, he doesn't want to lose too much time to them. He's falling further back to Force, just as Force makes the gap smaller and smaller to not Maverick. RJDV. There you go. RJDV will now chase after Force. Can Kimmy catch Poinkies and do the same? With now overtime penalty currently running in 8th. And now that Red Bull shows on the other side of the track, which showed on the inside of the track a little bit earlier, but still there, still yellow flag. Nismax running in 7th at the moment. Of course he started way back. Primo Gamer and Gaff. Staff not that far off. Still possible for Staff. Ooh, of course Gaff, there's another penalty. Surely Primo Gamer and Staff just need to be patient here. But doing so, they can also be held back and miss further places later. But as it is now, when both of them are ahead of Gaff Peak thanks to those penalties. Force getting a little bit by little, still closer. Maverick control falling back. Ja, nee, Gaff speelt tennis. Gets penalties for hitting it in the net. Not Sebastian fastest lap, of course, fresh softs. You really have to push from here on. 31 laps to go after this. Ooh, time penalties are coming further and further and further and more. Of course, now within a second, of course, now dry conditions. Just to say that Maverick just managed to pull away a little bit more, just to keep it out of DRS. Of course, how long? How long will he be able to do this? Renault boy showing some serious pace again tonight. Of course, now getting closer. Surely this is DRS. But of course, just in range, I don't think he was in range in the detection zone. Primo Gamer with 3-second time penalty now. Was just a little too slow out of that last corner. Maverick, of course, getting on the accelerator much earlier. Not Kimi also putting Boinkies under pressure. What can Spoeg and Plug do? Also Jean also putting Gatwick under pressure and Staffing now past Primo Gamer. Not Sebastian also putting his teammate under pressure there. There we go, not Sebastian through, he's passed. Kimi with DRS wide open going onto the inside, and that's a pretty straightforward move. Kimi up to 5th, Boinkies down to 6th. Now not Sebastian, another time penalty. Gatwick still raking up for time penalties. Now Jean also with 1. Not Maverick, just now able to get the gap open up again. Because the longer you can keep that over to a second, the longer it takes for Force, because Force will want to be in a second so he can have DRS. Jean just not coming past that ghosting Ferrari. Of course, you want to do something about Gatwick just in front of him. Mr. Leekus, tussen al die versteektes. Relatively quickly, but it's not over. It is predicted that it's going to rain again. And if you look at the weather, it's already starting to change, because a little earlier it's been more sunny. Now it's already getting closer to more, rainy conditions. Already overcast and cloudy again, getting darker. So that rain might be more closer than what we anticipate. Gap is just now opening up a little bit of a gap to Jean. In the process now trying to put Wes under pressure. If it was only that easy even, say, actually no. We always go dynamic. But yeah, first race of the season we finally see rain. They're still raking up those penalties. Of course, Gapik and Wes, that's the closest battle. Pretty much everyone else is more than a second. You probably have noticed that the rain is back. It started to drip again. Of course, this have the potential to throw another dice, another span in the works. Lap 28 out of 53, and guys will be coming in soon. Not sure how heavy it will be this time round. Oh, it's safe to say this Ferrari's well and truly out. John getting past ways. my maatjie altyd uitplak. Wil jy met hom uitgeplak hou en stil te kyk. Die mense praat te veel stront. Time penalties again. Still coming in thick and fast. Of course, now Boinky's also putting Kimi under pressure. Force now struggling to hold onto not Maverick, because those soft tires have a much shorter lifespan, and as those soft tires starting to drop off, the gap also starts opening up. It's looking like a little bit of puddles forming now again. No sprayers yet. There you go, Boinky's in. So is RZDV, not Kimi, Nismax, all jumping onto the Inters. Can this be an undercut for some? Gafbeek with another time penalty, and he's hands down the guy with the most penalties tonight. Yeah, he's disabled, just a confirmation. You're going to see more cars diving into the pit. The leaders just got caught on the wrong side of the track. Oh no, Renault spun. Looks like that, yeah, that's force. For a moment thought it might be Matt, his teammate. But the race leaders just got caught on the wrong side of the track there. Now they had to go the long way out, so surely some of the guys at the back could have gained some time here. Gav up to 4th, but yeah, thanks to those penalties, and he's going to have to pit. Motor coming in on his way again. Relatively straightforward there. Not Maverick, the next guy. See what the Merc boys can do. Oh, not Maverick, of course, having that 5-second time penalty from his previous stop for speeding in the pit lane. Inter's on and he's on his way. Force coming in. Gafbeek now also coming in. So is Jean. RZDV now promoted into 3rd, so Merc 2 and 3. That's pretty much what Vian would like to see. 31 laps out of 53, so another 22 after this to go. Not sure if it will stay wet or if we're going to go back to dry. And of course, if we go back to dry, will it rain again towards the end? Sean with a 3-second time penalty again. Kimi now past Force dropping down places now thick and fast. Because that spun he had coming into that back chicane, put him on the back foot. Of course lost some serious time when that allowed these guys to pit, and now as a result they're all in front of him. So RZDV, Boinkies and Kimi ahead of Force. Nesmax running a solid 7th at the moment, 6 seconds ahead of Gafbeek. Can Staffy chase down Gaff Peak? Surely he can. It's only 2.6 seconds. Both McLarens trying to go after AlphaTauri. Staffy holding on to 9th. Not Sebastian, as you can see, very close to Springbok Gamer. Pretty much 4 cars going here for 9th. I don't think there's not one car tonight. No, there is maybe one car. 2, RJDV and Matter, but definitely no errors. No time penalties on Matter's side for now. And of course Nesmax. Couple of guys with penalties. What can Jan do? Can he go to the inside? He's taking to the inside. Just takes a bit too much corner there. Gets a time penalty for good measure. Did that compromise Staff trying to be under pressure from Springbok Gamer, who then actually the car twitched a bit and that allowed not Sebastian through. So Springbok Gamer dropping places. Teammate going up and he's dropping down. Actually not Sebastian, I will try to put Staffy under pressure. Sebastian going on the inside. Staffy not fighting him too hard. Not Sebastian to 10th. Of course 19 laps to go just after this one. Matt, the gap looks like it's coming down a little by little. Maverick has been more comfortable over the 2. Also that earlier range stunt. Oh, and there we go, that's the end of a pig, and that brings out the virtual safety car. Gaff Peak is out. So 13 drivers remain. Oh wow, finally we got that yellow flag there from Pickle also cleared. Now full racing conditions again. Some good defensive driving there from Jean, but unfortunately there was no answer to Not Sebastian. So Not Sebastian now through into 8th. 19 seconds behind Nismax. Can he potentially bring down this gap? We come in front. Maverick has dropped down a little bit further. RGDV as well. And now Kimi past Boinkies. Finally. Kimi was trying for this for a few laps. Now finally released. Can he now chase after RGDV? RGDV won't like this. Of course, if Kimi can gain speed, he's going to chase him down. Last thing you want to see when you're fighting for that last podium place. This makes, of course, you're having a very, very lonely race. 4 seconds off to Force, 18 seconds gap to Not Sebastian. Springbok Game and Staffy. Only real battle at the moment. Can Staffy keep him at bay? Springbok Game having a bit of a sniff. Much better traction going around the outside. And that's it. Springbok Gamer through. More confident coming in through this last sector on this wet track. Can Staffy cut back at him? Staffy gonna have to go to the outside, but he's too far back. Yeah, Kimi has gained on RGDV. Still no change between first and second, still for 25 second mark. Needless to say, Matt have a pit stop in hand. Oh, and there goes not Fernando. And we're down to 12 cars. As this Ferrari, of course, still ghosting. Not Sebastian with a time penalty. Dropping further to Nismax. RZDV dropping further back. Maverick actually lost valuable time there, but it's all because of this VSC. Staffy still in touch with Springbok Gamer. RGV coming under real pressure now here by not Kimmy for that final podium position. Ooh, Staffy with a time penalty. Of course, Kimmy said prior to the race he's going to go for a spoeg and plug setup. Didn't have a setup ready, so he's just going to go customize. If this is spoeg and plug, then I don't want to see what it's like when he really plans a strategy. Just bear with me, people. I just want to see if we can get somebody in here. Here we go. You should have picture back.
Meet me halfway.
14 laps to go just after this one. Can already keep off Kimmy. Runs a little bit wide. Kimmy much more comfortable. Rain showing no signs of holding up. Might see this whole part of his last session of his race being in wet conditions. Not Maverick has gained a little bit, but he's not gaining fast enough to make inroads, so it just makes him puts him solidly in second. RGV dropping off a little bit, but now you need to worry about Kimmy. Kimmy can snatch his final podium place from him. As much as he don't want to, he's going to have to fight with Kimmy, but he also need to take care of penalties. Because Kimmy has a few, he doesn't, and that can actually promote him into that place. So that can actually promote him back into his third should Kimmy overtake him. Of course, we just saw a yellow flag there. One of the Haas boys is having a spin. Of course, that would be Wes. RJDV just opening up the gap again. So it's not going to make things easy there for Kimmy. That's how it should be. Of course, I don't think Kimmy would want it any other way. Last thing he wants is to have things going straight forward. Oh, Yui. Of course, there is sectors of a track where Rob is a little bit more confident. But other sectors when Kimmy actually closed the gap again. Oh no, and Kimmy left the session. I do believe this car is ghosting. Here we go. This Red Bull is ghosting, and that's going to help RJDV opening up the gap again. Of course, Carter Boy still ghosting as well. But he's been ghosting for a long time now. Kimmy, there's confirmation as well that Red Bull is definitely ghosting. Versus going to play handsomely into RGDV's hands. Okay, nou zie je is nog steeds stil. Je raakt super stil. Steph is still holding on. 11th place is still good points. Force now catching Boinkies. Boinkies now trying to catch that ghosting Red Bull. Surely Boinkies will have a go now at this ghosting Red Bull. Here we go, Boinkies into 4th. And now Force will go into 5th. Was just driving through the ghosting car. Surely this will also promote Nismax. Can not Sebastian actually make something about this? 17 seconds is enough time. Can his tires last? Does he have enough left in the tank? Force would love to get past Boinkies here, but lost a bit of time, and Nesmax actually now chasing him down. Nesmax smelling a 5th place. Of course, still 10 laps to go after this, still possible. Nesmax Force, that's pretty much closest gap at the moment. Of course, the two McLaren boys fighting. From this angle it will almost want to look like it's raining lighter, but if you look at that, there is no change. Now Sebastian managed to get past that ghosting Red Bull now. Time screen's just messing around again. Springbok game, surely he's lining up his teammate. This max force. You can see Boink is not far ahead. En waar is die bier? You, waar is die bier? Of course, keep in mind those penalties. If it is as is, Nismax will actually get into fourth because no penalties there from him. Boinker's got one, forces a few. But of course Nismax would not want to wait till the end of the race, he wants to make a move. Getting closer and closer. Ooh, and RZDV now with time penalty. Let's be careful, only 8 seconds to Boinkies. Gap in front still pretty much stagnant at 25. Oh, there we go, not Kimi retires. Looks like he might have reclaimed his car and went just to retire. Maybe he reclaimed the vehicle at the worst possible time. But this brings out the safety car and that eliminates all the gaps. So safety car, full safety car, so this is pretty much going to bunch up the pack. So you're going to have guys going bumper to bumper again at the restart of this race. Here's the safety car, so Staffy will just go by. Of course, safety car waiting to pick up the race leaders. Mate using the opportunity to put on fresh inters. So is Maverick. RZDV decides to stay out. Playing very slow, not sure if he's doing it to keep his teammate ahead or just leave himself a bit of space. He's going to pass his teammate now. Safety car another 2 laps at least, so that's what, 48, 49. So it only leaves 4 or 5 laps on the restart. I think this might probably still be good enough to take it to the end. Oh, so this is strategically swapped from Merck. Of course, 11 cars remaining. Of course, safety cars picked up the Renaults. Well, actually just for one Renault, but one is a safety car. There we go. I just got the safety car. Safety car, as you can see, also updated with that rainbow. The races one on the safety car. Would it be nice if we could have that livery of a Mercedes safety car there at the Tuscan Grand Prix. That red safety car was beautiful. Wes just getting himself there between Matt and RZDV. Last place you want to be. Something they can work on with a safety car, just allowing the back markers to come past and unlap themselves. Something the game don't really do. Of course, you would love to have the back markers out of his battles, especially if a safety car comes in and these guys start battling again. For a brief moment there, the safety car showed green light, but you don't see any cars coming through. Hey, so Huey, that red was beautiful, man. It looked nice. It almost looked better than the silver, but the safety car is normally in. Of course, 11 cars to resume when we go racing again. How much time can the likes of Steph and Wes make up? This really puts Nismax into fourth. I know Maverick served the penalty, not sure if there's another time penalty. Depending on the gaps in front when the safety car finally pulls in. Looking good for Nismax. Of course, just keep in mind, not Maverick did decide to go for fresh tyres, but so did Nismax and Force. RZDV and Boinky staying out on those tyres, so did Springbok Gamer. Most of the grid opted to go for the fresh Inters. So we can hopefully have one good final dash here for in the last 5 laps or so. Safety car still not in, so one more lap to go on behind the safety car at least. Staff is still managing to get closer. He just put a lap on that Carterboy Ghost car. Where's of course a lap down because he's sitting right there with the guys in front. Surely you don't want to be in the scuffle. It brings Staffy closer and closer. That means Staffy will also be pretty much close to putting a lap on him. So it's going to be Staff pretty much making sure there's no way he can drop to 11th unless he crash out. Safety car coming in finally. Matt now, 5-second penalty, severe collision. I think that might have been Wes, just a little bit late on the brakes, not sure. Or Wes being caught out, yeah, well, Wes being caught out by Matt, backing off, becoming the safety car. So Staffy managed to close up to the pack, so he's going to be with him when we go in a corner or two. Matt now is for safety car again. I think what Wes wants to do now is just to jump off to the side. Last thing he wants to be in everybody's way because he's way out. And Matt decided to bolt. Oh, now Staff gets a 5-second severe penalty. Guys in front stopping and then the guys in the back get caught out. Looks like Matt had where he's come past. He's just going to have to watch because he's going to get the blue flag very often. And Maverick with a brilliant getaway, immediately going to start making a move on RJDV on the inside. And he is. Not Maverick back into first place. So Matt and Maverick on the fresh inters in front again. RJDV and Boinkies on all the inters. We've got Force and Nesmax also chasing after on fresh. So is not Sebastian, not that far off. West will have blue flags. Ooh, West will have a big moment. Gosh, back in stepping out, but well done. Well done bringing it under control again. We're just staying out of trouble there. I don't want to be involved in someone, an incident with somebody. He's anyway out of position. Because Vescas is just going to come to lap him, so that's why he will be ghosting. No point because he's out of position. We're all pretty much a lap ahead. Nesmax still there with Force, not letting him get away. Ooh, another penalty there for Steph. Ooh, yellow flag again. Ooh, Matt. And that is Matt. Oh wow, Matt out of a race. Now really, Merc 1 and 2. And that promotes Boinkies also to third. Nesmax now really want to stay close here. Safety car is out, so we're probably going to have a race finish under the safety car. No, not safety car, that's actually Matt's car just still showing on the track map, so no safety car. Nesmax would love to stay here with Force and Boinkies. He did well on far less penalties. Nesmax can potentially get a third place if he can get it and stay in touch here with Boinkies and Force. But yeah, that one from Matt was unexpected. It was so close. I mean, lap 51 out of 53. Matt could have won it. Just a small mistake. And Nesmax is still looking for that Renault. Yellow flag again. That is the Haas. Where's good pointies, of course, is still in front there. Oh, and there we go. There goes not Sebastian. So all three of the guys fighting for championship has retired, and we got DRS enabled. Track is dry enough. Will somebody put this late, or will they stay on the Inters? Nesmax dropping off. Oh, Jean decided to go for it. Waze as well. Nesmax now just battling to hang on. Force and Boinkies battling. Nesmax is now battling to hold on to the guys in front. Force and Boinkies just getting away from him. Inter's not helping for him, and Force is going to have a dive on the inside on Boinkies. Bit of contact into the corner. Nothing seriously. Force just brave on the brakes. Oh, and he gets another time penalty just for good measure. Little bit of aggressive in the corner, but nothing major. No real big contact, just a bit of wheel bashing. But unfortunately the penalties are gonna mess this up. Biggest winner here, not Maverick. He's got to stay out, he's got to finish his race on Inters. No point in pitting now. One lap to go. Here we go, about to start the final lap. Not Maverick. RGDV also about to start his final lap. Merc 1 and 2. I know Vian will be going all big in the back. Merc's best finish for season. Meantime here, Nesmax fighting Boinkies. Race is not over between these three. But of course, yeah, that time of day, I'm going to say it, I'm not going to leave it till after the race and only we need to note it in the comments. Yeah, you're going ballastic. But well done to Merc, well done. Bit of luck in the end to have Matt out of it, but still well done. Take nothing away from both drivers. Of course, that time of day, looking at where guys started and so forth. Oh, and there we go, Force out of the race on the last lap. Force out. And Boinkies done. Nesmax into third, so he's going to do it on his own. Never mind the penalties. Last few corners here for not Maverick. I want to say that time of day, driver of the day, well, quickly sneaking in from where he started, drove a very clean race, kept everything under control on his side, did not make mistakes. So I must say, driver of the day will be Nesmax. And here we go, not Maverick, final corner coming through, take the checkered flag. And that's a win for Merc. Well done, Maverick. RGDV will take second place. Here comes Nesmax for a well-deserved third place. Boinkies taking fourth. Springbok Gamer will come into fifth. Nesmax actually jumps RGDV because RGDV I think had just one penalty, Nesmax nothing. So Nesmax gets a second place. So, but RGDV still on the podium, so still Merc 1 and 3, both Mercs on the podium. Staffy in 6. Oh wow, Staff was in 10th not too long ago. He's now finishes in 6th. Jean in 7th. Of course, a couple of penalties coming still into play. We will see now. Jean gets credit with a 7th. Staffy, wow, well done, Staff. But there we go. I agree with the game. My driver of the day, definitely Nesmax. Yeah, I think this is pretty much like how Vian feels at the moment. Very happy there. Well done, Merc, but also well done there to Nesmax. Well deserved podium here for all three guys. Just confirmations, penalties galore. Pretty much Matt and Nismax the only guys who kept it clean. But just confirmation, not Maverick, your winner from Nismax from RZDV. Boinkies coming in 4th, Springbok Gamer 5th, Staffy, good 6 in the end. Jean held on, got 7th. Force in the end retired on the last lap, so pretty much Wes will be promoted to 8th. Not Sebastian in the end retired, Matt retired, Carterboy retired, so with all those guys out, Wes into 8th. Only 8 guys finishing in the end. A lot of retirements in the end. So just confirmation, as you can see, lots of penalties and unfortunately lots of retirements. But nonetheless, good race, especially the last couple of laps. That last safety car just spiced it up a bit. So just hold on guys, just bear with me and let's see if we can get our top 3 in here. Right, we're just waiting for guys to see who joined. I think if Vian got some alcohol, he's going big. Okay, don't worry. Thanks, not Maverick, don't worry. Forget about that invite. Still some issues there with connection, not able to join a party chat, so we will not be able to hear from our race winner tonight. See if we can get 2nd place in here. We got 3rd place guy in here. Anyway, while we wait for 2nd place,
No,
Let-
it's on.
is he here? Turkey!
Hello.
What a race!
Yeah, man. The wet setup. I didn't know I was gonna do with the wet setup, but I was very slow in the straight lines. But yeah, just capitalize actually on other guys' mistakes and kept it clean.
And that was key. Keeping it clean, picking up the positions when other guys made mistakes, and in the end, and it was literally only 3 seconds, and that was enough for you to jump Rob as well in the end. So you just had to hold on to Boinkies and Force, and in the end you managed to get past them. Whoop, 2nd place. I mean, from all the way down, missing Q3, but nonetheless, P2, you will take that anytime.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Difficult race, all with the weather changing all the time, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, right at the end. Now all of a sudden DRS enabled. 2 laps to go. Now to pit for tires, for dry tires. Now I see all of you decided to stay out.
Yeah, no, I'm here in Force was, and I think the vet was the only ones that went and put on new inters here at the.
Correct, yeah. You decided to dive into the pits for new inters under that last safety car, and it was not a bad idea in the end. But of course, Rob and the likes kept and they stayed on it. But still, with 2 laps to go, now all of a sudden, dry tires available. But I see nobody wanted to dive. Only 1 or 2 guys decided to dive for the dry tires. Not really worth it with only 2 laps to go.
Yeah, no, you'll lose too much time in the pits. You want to.
But well played.
Dry tires.
Well played strategy worked out, and it just all fell into place in the end. But well done.
Thanks, boys.
Mr. RZDV, what a day for Renault. Oh, Renault, hear me. Well, yeah, while talking about Renault, both Renaults retiring right at the end of the race. surely you guys at Merck must be loving this.
Always.
But then again, I think everybody on the grid will be loving it. No points for Renault. That is so unusual.
No. Catch up.
And it's literally the last lap or two when we saw both Renault drivers dropping all out.
I don't know what happened. I didn't see. I just saw they retired.
Just as you were battling there with Vos and Boinkies, as you get closer, Vos retired. Not sure exactly what happened. And of course, Matt went, I think, in a little bit too hard, lost the back end and ended up in the barrier. But nonetheless, coming back to those Merck boys, of course, the legend not able to make it tonight. The replacement driver doing the business. Merck 1 and 3 in the end. You guys couldn't have asked for a better result given the circumstances.
Yeah. Like,
but also, yeah, but I must say that first rain, starting in the rain, hard rain, I mean, you can't even see the track, the outlines of the track, and you just see that racing line pretty much. That was real challenging, and a couple of guys actually were on song there like Maverick. Maverick actually kept up the pace during that stint. So Merck really got the setup together.
Setup wasn't the best.
Yeah, for you maybe, but it worked for Maverick.
Yeah, I went with a mixed setup.
And you decided to stay on those older tires on that last safety car. He went for a fresher Inters, and it paid off because he came past you like you were looking for parking.
I would have lost more time because if I pitted, he was in front of me, so I would have lost more time pitting then.
But yeah, he played it also well, that coming in for a stint, and that fresher rubber just gave him that extra grip just to get it in front. Chasing after Matt, now with him retiring, that pretty much that was a win for Merck. So that's Maverick's second win for the season now. But of course, this is also what, the second, third time with a podium for Merck, and of course now a double podium for Merck. And Nissi, also not your first podium, already a win this season, and now here another podium, finishing the season really strong.
Yeah, hope next season will go a little bit better. But, yeah, looking forward to it.
Of course, one of the big announcements is you and RJDV and Legend will be teammates next season.
Yes, looking forward to it. I think
Of course,
it's gonna be fun.
of course, multiplayer cars from season 2 again, and it looks like we might potentially have 7 teams, 6 or 3 and 1 team of 2. So we watch this space. But gentlemen, thank you so much. It was an entertaining race, especially at the end. That last safety car really spiced things up, and of course the changing weather. Always when it rains, you never have a dull moment when it rains, and it proved. And coincidentally was our first race with rain for the season. Of course, next week off to Mexico for that rerun of Mexico, and that will pretty much bring the season to an end. And then all focus will be on when will season 2 start. Of course, multiplayer cars. For those of you watching tonight, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the support as always. And for those of you who participated in the chat and keeping me busy, always appreciate that. Of course, next week, same time, same place. Till then, stay safe and have a good one. Goodbye.